There are a surprising number of useful things that you can get for free or at a discount that most people never think to ask for. These are practical, everyday things for your home, your budget, even your grocery bill that can save you lots of money. I'm Joy of Frugal Creative Living, and if you like realistic ways to spend less without making life harder, then you're in the right place, because today I'm sharing 14 useful free things and a few easy discounts that are actually worth asking for. So let's start with one that I don't think a lot of people really think about: hangers from clothing stores. My first job was working at a clothing store, and one of my favorite parts of the job was hanging all the new inventory that came in. And that's when I realized that some clothes come into the store already on hangers and some don't. So for the ones that don't, we have to use the store's hangers, which means that those hangers have to stay in the store. But the ones that came with the clothes, customers could actually take those home. So now whenever I'm clothes shopping, I pay attention to the types of hangers that are there. The ones that come with the clothing are usually a little flimsier, and they often have the size carved in or built into the hanger. The store's hangers are more heavy duty, and if they have a size tag on it, it's usually removable. If I'm not sure, I'll usually just ask, but a lot of times you can tell just by looking. And honestly, it saves you from having to buy packs of hangers for your closet. And I really like the pants hangers, not just for hanging pants, but also for air drying clothes or even holding a Ziploc bag with my phone or tablet in it during long hair washing sessions in the shower. It's one of those simple things that ends up being more useful than you expect. Another really good one, especially if you like DIY projects, is wood pallets. Places like warehouses, home improvement stores, landscaping companies, and furniture stores often give these away for free because they don't want to deal with the cost of disposing of them. And there's a cleaning supply company near our house where my husband noticed a stack of empty pallets behind the building, and they let him take as many as he wanted. And he just goes back and checks periodically to see if they have more when he needs them. And he's used them to build garden beds, small sheds, and all kinds of things. And sometimes he breaks them down for the wood, or he uses them as is. And if you're even a little bit handy, there are so many different ways to repurpose these pallets, and it's all free material just sitting there. Along those same lines are free containers, buckets, and boxes from stores. Grocery stores and retail stores often have things that they're just throwing away or recycling, like cardboard boxes or big plastic buckets. And this year, my husband went on a small quest for free containers for our little mini vegetable farm. And he went to the butcher department at the grocery store for some buckets, thinking maybe they had a recent delivery of some chitlins and pig's feet. They didn't have any. So we headed to the bakery department, and they gave him these large plastic buckets that frosting comes in. And after cleaning them out, he's been using them to plant potatoes and onions, and also to collect rainwater so that he can just water the garden between rainy days without using water from the house, which is helping to cut down on a higher water bill. And he's been using the cardboard boxes as liners for his raised beds. But beyond gardening, you can use the boxes and buckets for storage, organizing, mixing paint, repurposing. It's just a lot of uses for things that stores are often willing to give away for free if you just ask. Now let's talk about a smaller one, but one that comes in handy more than you might think, and that's eyeglass cases and lens cloths. And whenever you get new glasses, they usually give you a case, but there have been times when I've gone to just get my lenses replaced or my frames adjusted, and they don't automatically offer you one. But if you ask, they do often have extras. At my eyeglass store, they actually had a whole bin of cases, different styles, different colors, some name brand, some not, and they let us dig through and just take a few that we liked. And the same thing with the lens cloths. They usually have extras, and it's one of those things that it's always so useful to have around. Another easy one is toothbrushes and toothpaste from the dentist. Now, we all know the kids walk out of the dentist with those little goodie bags, but what people don't always realize is that the adult dentist offices also usually have those items. They just may not give them out automatically. Sometimes they just haven't put together the little bags, or they're not visible. But if you ask, you can often get a toothbrush, a small toothpaste, and maybe even floss. And it's just great for travel or just to have as a backup at home. Now, another thing that can save you money immediately is asking about coupons and discounts at checkout. Sometimes stores have promotions that aren't clearly advertised, or they have coupons behind the counter that they can apply if you ask. Now, I've had times where I just casually asked if there were any specials or discounts going on, and they applied a percentage off right at the register. There's also been times at my grocery store where they've given me the discount on senior discount days without me even asking. And trust me, I was not offended. And this same idea carries over into something that's bigger, which is insurance discounts. Insurance companies have a lot of different discounts available, but they don't always go out of their way to tell you about them. Bundling your home, auto, and life insurance can reduce your overall bill, and some companies offer additional discounts if you use a driving app or a small tracker that monitors safe driving. And I know not everyone is comfortable with being tracked while you're driving, but in my case, my insurance company uses an app, and as long as I'm driving safely, no hard braking, no speeding, it saves me a couple $100s a year. You can also get discounts if you have automatic payments set up, or if you park in a driveway instead of on the street. Just look up what's available and then ask about those discounts when setting up your policy. Here's one that's both practical and important. Free smoke detectors. In many areas, organizations like the American Red Cross will provide free smoke alarms and even come out and install them for you. And that's something that can make a real difference in your home, and it's absolutely worth looking into if you don't have one. Now, this next one might surprise you a little, but that's free snacks or coupons from food companies. And this is not about making up things or sending fake complaints, but if you genuinely have an issue with a product, it's worth reaching out to the company. One time I had my groceries delivered and I bought a bag of Hostess mini donuts. And when I got ready to have some of the donuts, I noticed the bag was half empty and it was still sealed up. So I contacted the company and they sent me a coupon for a free replacement. And the same thing happened another time with a variety pack of chips that was supposed to have multiple flavors in it, but all the chips were the same flavor. So I reached out and they sent me coupons for free bags of chips. You can also sometimes get coupons just by reaching out and saying that you enjoy their products, or by signing up for their email list, because companies want repeat customers. So a lot of times they're willing to send you out some offers. Now let's talk about one of my favorite ways to get both free things and discounts, and that's birthday perks. If you sign up for a restaurant email list, they'll usually ask for your birthday, and then during your birthday month or sometimes the week of your birthday, they'll send you free meals, discounts, and special offers. And what I like to do is just go through all my emails at the start of my birthday month and kind of map out where I want to go and when I want to go so I can actually use them all. And yes, I do plan my birthday events around my freebies. Thank you very much. And this is where you can really start to stack up some savings. So for example, I pretty much only go to the movies once a year, and that's during my birthday month. I use my free birthday reward to get a free large popcorn with a free refill, which my whole family can share. And I go on one of their discount days, which in my movie theater is usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays, when the tickets are 50% off. And I go before 4 p.m. So I'm getting the matinee pricing, which is another 20% off. Yes, I like to stack multiple discounts into one outing, and it just ends up being a really affordable family activity. Another important free resource is your credit report, and you can get a free credit report through annualcreditreport.com, which is actually the only site authorized by federal law. It used to be that once a year you could get your credit report, but now you can check it weekly, and it's a really good habit to check in on your credit, especially if you're planning to make a big purchase or you just want to make sure everything looks right. When it comes to entertainment, there are so many free TV and movie options available. If you have a library card, you can use services like Canopy, which works similar to Netflix because they have movies and documentaries, and they have kids programming as well. And there are also platforms like Tubi or Pluto TV and Plex that have some of your favorite TV shows and some top movies. And the reason they're free is because they run ads, which is how we all grew up watching TV anyway, so it really shouldn't make a difference. And honestly, if you pause your paid streaming services for a month and just try just the free options, you may never go back to a paid subscription. You can also get free gift cards by scanning your receipts using apps like Fetch Rewards. And every time you scan a receipt, you get a minimum of 25 points. Then if you buy specific brands or products that show up on those receipts, you get even more points, sometimes thousands more. Then you can redeem the points for digital gift cards, cash cards, and other rewards. And it's a simple habit, but over time, those points can turn into real savings. And finally, don't forget about free downloadable tools and resources. There are so many helpful printables out there, things like budget sheets, expense trackers, meal planners, and I have a whole collection of them on my website at frugalcreativeliving.com. And if you want a really simple way to feel back in control of your money this week, you can download my free 3-day Frugal Reset Quick Start. It's just set up to help you cut 1 to 3 spending drains and set up a simple guardrail so that you stay in control without feeling like you're cutting everything out. It's designed to be quick, practical, and something that you can actually follow through on in just a few days. And I'll link that in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, share it with somebody you think is going to find it useful, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.